Oh, thanks for the subscription, Plot Twist. Or Plot Twist. Thank you. Oh, vacuum my house? Dude, right? Dude, check this out. Well, honestly, the previous owner of my house actually had a cat and a kid. She was a single mom, and so the carpet was largely like this before I even moved in. But my cats also destroy the hell out of scratching posts. And so there are just like carpet fuzz all over my carpet. It's really irritating. And I just haven't vacuumed it recently, so I need to do that actually some point soon. I actually need to do that, so. I mean, if you have ad block on, you know, I just ask, you know, for appreciation to turn ad block off during these ad breaks and stuff like that. But in any case, let's get back into the game. Let's get back into this. Basically, if you just tuned in, I am teaching, I love MvCI so far right now. But I'm teaching the very basics. I'm basically doing a combo systems guide video. I'm actually going through this almost like as a video. The next, I just went through all of basically, what do you call it, movement. So now let's actually get into buttons now, right? So let's go with Super Serum Ordinary Guy here, Captain America. Super Soldier Ordinary Guy. So basically, I guess that kind of doesn't make him Ordinary Guy. But in any case, a lot of this will go up on YouTube. Yeah, this will definitely go up to YouTube. So the way that this basically works right now, and again, you know, I'm sorry. Look, I'm going to be a shill, okay? And I'm going to shill myself here. But if you guys do appreciate the content, if you do enjoy this stuff, if you do... if you want to keep encouraging me to make more videos like this, to go over things like this, to keep trying to teach as much as possible, you know, subscriptions, donations, bits, any of all that stuff is always, you know, is very appreciated. And in fact, currently ongoing until October 2nd is the month of September, a promotion that is on Twitch, where if you sub for the first time to a streamer, it only costs you half the amount, but the streamer gets the full amount. So normally when you subscribe on Twitch, it's $5 for a subscription, $2.50 goes to Twitch, $2.50 goes to the streamer. That's how the subs work. Until October 2nd, if it's the first time you're subbing to a stream, it will cost you $2.50, $2.49, and 100% of that goes to the streamer. So you can sub for a month for half the price, but the streamer still actually gets the benefit for it. And oh, thank you for the bits. And then also, I do have the auto shill on here. Yeah, Twitch gets half. That's the way it works. Oh, dang it. I'm like delayed right now. I don't know why this is... Okay. Any case, oh, thanks for the subscription, Veritas. Dang, wow. Thank you, Taco Face. Wow, much appreciated. Wow, much appreciated. Oh, that was, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. I think it is half. I'm pretty sure it's half for Twitch. But then also, wow, thanks everybody. Very much appreciated, man. Much appreciated to everybody who helps there. So. Yeah, I'll keep doing this. I'll keep trying to get as much content out there as possible. And baby claps. Yeah, I'll give you something to give. Okay, there we go. In any case, let's go into normal moves here. Let's talk about normal moves. I'm trying to teach everything about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm learning a lot of this stuff myself. So we're discovering things at the same time. I'm going to do TLDR videos later based off of everything that I found, but these videos are going to go straight up to YouTube in their raw format as well. But I'm definitely going to do TLDRs on everything, so that way they're going to be nice condensed little bits here or there. So let's talk about buttons. Let's talk about attacks. I've already talked about movement. I've talked about dashing. I've talked about crouching. I've talked about blocking and air blocking and not being able to block during pre-jump frames. I talked about instant air dashes. I talked about super hops and dud jumps and stuff like that. So let's talk about the buttons now, all right? So this is very important because to know what your character is capable of when they want to attack. So why can't you instant air dash with 2 punches? I just mentioned this earlier. The reason why is because there is a height restriction on them. If you wait, you'll actually get it, but if you hit it too early, you end up punching because you can't instant air dash yet. But if you use the controller method, the forward that you hit on the controller doesn't actually commit you to anything, so the game will just make you instant air dash at the lowest height imaginable. So instant air dashing Guilty Gear style is actually better than instant air dashing with 2 punches, in my opinion. Because with 2 punches, you're gonna let yourself go higher to make sure that you don't accidentally do it too early. But instant air dash, I can do it. I'm almost guaranteed to get it at the lowest height possible. So I actually think instant air dashing is better. So there you go. Okay. Shoutouts to everybody who subbed. Actually, hang on a second. Let me do something really quick because this is not fair to everybody out there. So let me just do this really quick. This is not fair to everybody. I'm doing a terrible job as a streamer right now. I need to be better about this because I needed to show my appreciation much better. So give me a second here. Let's see, filter. Let's go. So in just the last 2 hours, shoutouts to Muscle Hands for the subscription. Shoutouts to Peter0611 for the 8th month in a row subscription. Thank you very much. I know you're in here all the time. I really appreciate it. Same thing with Dr. Bison, Bison MD. You subscribed as well, and you're always in here supporting me. James the Powerhead says my haircut is too fresh, so he has to give me money. So thank you for the donation. Boats and Joe's. Boats and Joe's has been a long time supporter. He's also set up my Discord for me as well. So if you guys want to join my Discord, there's a link right there on the stream chat right now. So people are there discussing fighting games like mature adults. Not that I'm calling anybody else out, but you know, people are having great fighting games discussion. It's a little slow, but the more people we get in there, the more awesome matchmaking we can get. People can meet up and say, hey, let's play some games. And we're talking about all sorts of random things like Dragon Ball and all these other things as well. So if you want to join that, please do. Boats and Joe's helped me set that up, and he's resubscribed now for 5 months, so thank you. Flash Breakfast has subscribed. Shout outs to him. Freakmaster, a good friend of mine. I know him in person. He's resubscribed for 8 months in a row. I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. I hope I see you again very, very soon. Marlota has hosted me. Thank you for that. Zaz subscribed, as well as Plot Twist. Shout outs to you guys for the subscription. Much appreciated. Mr. Vec gave me 94 bits, and Marlota gave me 100 bits. Shout outs to both of you guys. And yeah, I mean, look, Marlota says, you know, it's all he has, so he wants to offer as much as he can. Every little bit helps, and even if you guys donate 1 bit to me, the thought is, like, I'm not just saying this, like, honestly, it means a lot. Like, just to even you have to go out to that effort is really nice. Veritas subscribed. Taco Face subscribed at tier 3. Thank you very, very much. Ryan Socks, you know, gave me 100 bits for my amazing shill abilities. Mr. OGers subscribed at tier 1. Thank you. OG Ginger Ale just subscribed literally right now via Twitch Prime. And Blaze of Glory, going down in a blaze of glory, has subscribed as well. Thank you, all of you guys. Thank you, all of you guys. I really do appreciate it. It's really, how many sub points do I have? I think I'm up to a higher level now, so I do have the ability to do more emotes, and I swear I want to do more emotes. I'm being lazy about it. I need to be better about it. Let's see, where am I at right now? That boost that just happened right now definitely probably put me at a new level. So let me take a look at this. It's loading, it's loading. My web page is being really slow because it's doing all these things at the same time. So let's go to my emotes. So I am at 77 subscriber points. I am at 77 points, but I already hit 80 at one point in time. So I had reached the next tier already. So there you go. Nathan emote is coming. That's basically what I want to do next is the Nathan. Oh, Jasmine's licking my arm. She's licking my arm. Jasmine is licking my arm. Oh, no, never mind. Cats are now posturing in front of each other here. Okay. So there we go. And of course, all the subscribers get their Delta Red badge, as you can see from Mr. OGers at the top. Oh, Mr. Rogers. Sorry. Sorry. Mr. OGers. Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers. But thank you guys once again. Thank you guys once again. Every little bit helps. Every little bit is much appreciated. And definitely helps me continue to do all these kind of things. So now, let's get into buttons. Let's get into buttons. Buttons, 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 buttons. Let's talk about buttons here. So I just talked about all the movement. Let's talk about what the buttons do. So Marvel has 6 buttons in the game. There is a light punch. There is a light kick. There's a heavy punch. And a heavy kick. Now, for most people when they play this game, those buttons are going to be by default here. Light punch is by default. This button here is square. This is usually light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy kick. That's by default right there. So those are your default buttons there. You can obviously configure it however you want. On joystick, most people are going to set it up to be light punch, heavy punch, light kick, heavy kick, like that. You know, standard 4-button format here. So, here we go. That's the important thing, right? Now, there is always going to be 3 states, which is grounded. So here's my grounded moves. Here's my grounded attacks. There's crouching. So here's my crouching attack. So light punch, light kick, crouching, heavy punch, crouching, heavy kick. And there's always going to be jumping for all 4 of these as well. So those are the 4 different attacks that you have. Now, every character, most characters, is actually going to have a unique moves. So if I come here and I go to command list, for example, you'll see unique moves, and one move's called straight arrow, and one called hidden kick, and there's flying roundhouse during jump. These are moves that require directions on the controller, and almost every character has these. So even while standing, for example, heavy punch is this. If I hit back and heavy punch, it's still that move. Oh, look at that! I can back and heavy punch and regular heavy punch actually have slightly different trajectories. Look at that. Back and heavy punch doesn't go anywhere, and neutral heavy punch goes this way. But he has a unique move, which is towards and heavy punch, which makes him do a completely different attack, and he punches forward like this. And then also I have offensive crouch plus light kick, which makes me do this. Hey! Right? And then in the air I have towards heavy kick, which is different than this heavy kick right here. So Spider-Man has 3 unique moves. Now, if I do an Infinity Storm without meter, do you get tag or stone? It's a really good question. I'll find out about that later. Remind me, Disemprego, when I get into that section, when I get into the Infinity Storm section. So those are the buttons that you have, basically. 4 attack buttons here, and then you have unique moves. Keep in mind what your unique moves are, okay? Unique moves are going to be very important in this game, and I'll get into that in a little bit. Now, there is one normal move that really, really needs to be called out. There is something that always needs to be offensive crouch means get hit in the face. Yeah, pretty much, because you're crouching and you're not blocking. But the main button that everybody has to really keep in mind is down and heavy punch. This is a very, very, very important normal move, and in fact is I almost hesitate to call it a normal move. You should call it something else, and I'm going to call down and heavy punch the launcher. I have used the hitbox before, and it is great, and you should use it. I just have 20 years of joystick experience, so it's really hard to actually get used to the hitbox, but you really should use it. You really should use it. But down and heavy punch is called the launcher, basically like that. And yes, for a fact, I'm going to say this right now, I came up with that term. I made up that term, launcher. That's my term. I made it up way back in the day of Marvel superheroes. And so that is a patented jchensor term. So is OTG. But we will get into OTG in a little bit. But down heavy punch is considered a launcher. This is going to be a very, very specific and very special normal move, okay? And we'll talk about why that is in just a little bit. Outside of the obvious is that it is the move that gives you your air combo, right? It launches the opponent into the air really high up, and then you hit up and you can super jump automatically, and then you can hit him. Oh, that's right. I'll get into that a little bit later. There's like controller configurations and stuff like that. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But what I'm going to say right now, I'm going to say this right now, okay? There are control options here, okay? Not just setting your buttons, but here are control options here. If you go to control options, you have easy hyper combo, you have auto combo, and you have auto super jump, okay? So auto combo, let me turn this on. Let me turn them all on, and I'll show you what these all do before I get into anything else here. Auto combo, if it's turned on, if I keep hitting light punch, it does a combo for you automatically. So, if you want to turn this on or off, is up to you. But if you're satisfied with mashing light punch and getting 1,726 damage, you are not playing Marvel. You are not playing Marvel. My recommendation? Turn that shit off, okay? Alright, so the next one is auto super jump. So when I launch the enemy, you notice that I don't even have to touch anything on the controller. And he super jumps automatically by himself for the air combo like that, right? So I just hit down heavy and he automatically super jumps, right? Turn that shit off, okay? Like, turn that shit off now. You do not want to learn Marvel with that on. You do not want to turn that on. And that one has nothing to do with, you know, what? No, there is actually a legitimate gameplay reason why you want to turn that shit off, okay? Do not have auto super jump on. That will hold you back so badly because sometimes you don't want to super jump after a launch. And in fact, there's a lot of times that that happens. Now, the last one, easy hyper combos. This basically means if I hit the two heavy buttons, I believe, I come out with a super combo automatically, and I don't know if I can control which ones I do. No, it's just that one. So you only get that one, basically. So hitting the two heavy buttons, heavy punch and heavy kick, at the same time, come out with a hyper combo right away. My advice? It's up to you. Keep it, turn it off, doesn't matter. In fact, there's actually a very practical reason for keeping it on. So I'm going to keep it on. There's actually a very useful reason to have that on. So you do not want to turn that shit off necessarily. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But when it comes to auto combo and when it comes to auto super jump, turn that shit off, okay? You do not want those on. They are going to hold you back, 100%. Hold it, just hold off on those. Okay, so I told you to get rid of auto super jump. So automatically turn those off right now because, like I said, you don't necessarily want them. For example, I'll just give you one example right now, a very, very easy example here of why you'd want to turn that off, okay? I'll give you a very easy example here. And this is, I'm going to go into a little bit of detail. I apologize about that, but if you notice, standing heavy kick is not a launcher, even though it has the crazy launcher graphic. You'll notice the launcher graphic, the orange beam. Do you see the orange beam that shows up on them? That's basically your indication that that move is a launcher, right? So that you can super jump after it. But you'll notice that heavy kick, even though it produces that orange beam, does not launch the enemy. That is because it is only a launcher when the enemy is hit out of the air. So if I put the opponent to jump like this, and then I hit him with heavy, hey, look at that! I super jump afterwards. Because I launch him, and then I can air combo, right? But with with auto super jump on, I go into the air automatically. Alright, well, here's the thing. This move here, hidden kick, the reason why this move is significant, and this has done this in every single Marvel game in all of time, is it actually pops the opponent up into the air very, very slightly. I called this a mini launcher in my old games, in my old FAQs. I called this a mini launcher. But the reason why this is significant is if you do this into heavy kick, now all of a sudden I can super jump afterwards, right? So there you go. So now I can actually launch off of heavy kick. Whoops. I can actually launch off of heavy kick by hitting him with hidden kick first. But now here's the funny thing about this is, I actually found out very recently that this is a combo. Like that. So I can actually do hidden kick, heavy kick into heavy web ball. And that's a combo. That's a 3-hit combo. Right? But if I have super jump, auto super jump on there, and I do it too late, I super jump. Turn that shit off. Turn that shit off. Okay? Just turn that shit off. Because now I can do it late and it's still combo. Alright? Alright? There you go. Okay. Alright, alright. Guys, don't argue in my chat, please. Please don't argue in my chat. Let's just be cool with each other. We are all friends. We're all fighting a community. We love each other's out. Oh, did I not announce somebody's name? Let's see here. Shoot. Yeah, I had Blaze of Glory subscribed, Cooper TV also subscribed, Exil TV also subscribed, and NDO130 also subscribed as well. NDO103, that is for 2 months in a row. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the support, all of you guys. Much appreciated. Much appreciated for all that stuff. Yeah, turn auto super jump off. Turn that shit off. Okay, just turn it off. Infinites, baby! No, I'm just kidding. That's actually fascinating, though. Whoa, he has a lot of delay at the end of that. Okay, in any case. Alright. Buttons. So those are your attacks. I just talked about the launcher a little bit. It is your air combo button. If you hit with it, you hit up and you automatically super jump. You don't even have to hit the down off of a launcher. You automatically super jump if you just hit up. So you do not need to hit down up to super jump in that situation. Just hit up and you will automatically go into the super jump. Now, the reason why I really wanted to point out that you have normal attacks, you have unique attacks like the hidden kick, like this spider arrow, whatever the hell that move is called, and you have a launcher. So even though down and heavy punch just feels like a normal move, keep in mind that put it into a different category as a launcher. Put it into a different category as a launcher. The reason why you can't do that loop for very long, I just basically that's it. That's all you can get. The hits and deterioration picks up too high after that. So, but the reason why I want to talk about this is because let's get into chain combos here, because chain combos is basically where you're going to get all of your damage from, basically. Interesting. For the most part, the Magic series for every character. Dude, look, I'm telling you right now, Sanford University, it is so realistic to go online and play fighting games and lose your first 100 matches. It's really fucking hard to play fighting games, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm trying to help everybody learn as quickly as possible. It's why I've been raging at Tekken. It's why I've been playing Injustice, because I still plan to do Tekken teaching videos. I'm just not good enough yet that I feel like I can teach that game. I just want to get to the point though where I can actually teach people with knowledge that I'm confident enough that it can actually help people. Because Tekken's a hard game to get into. I've never played Tekken, so I wanted to learn it so I could teach it in a weird way. And yes, it's been very hard for me, but you know, fighting games are hard. Like, the one thing, as much as I am a teacher and I am trying to help everybody get into fighting games, I never, ever, ever, ever want to tell anybody ever that fighting games are easy, because they are not easy. Fighting games have never been easy. They are hard, they take a lot of work, but that's what makes them so rewarding. The harder they are, like Guilty Gear and Tekken, the better you feel once you start getting good at them. And yes, it's going to suck. Yes, you're going to lose a lot online. Do not let that discourage you. Do not let that discourage you, because what I'm telling you, man, that F-Champ versus Richard Wynn fight, whether you win or lose, if you haven't played a fight like that in your life, if you've never had a close match with your friend on a fighting game, you ain't never lived, man. Like, people talk about trying to get a thrill by like base jumping or like skydiving or shit like that. No, fuck that. Like, you're gonna die if that shit goes wrong. But you can get that same kind of adrenaline when you have that kind of a match with one of your friends. Like, it's, oh God, it's so good. It's so good, and there is no risk of dying unless your opponent takes the joystick and smashes you across the head with it. But outside of that, then your friend has some issues, right? But like, outside of that, fighting games are relatively safe. So, okay. In any case, back to buttons again. The reason why it's so important to talk about normals, and unique moves and launchers, is because basically there is something known as the Magic Series. There's something known as the Magic Series in Marvel games, and this is generally the order in which you are going to hit buttons to do combos. The Obsidian is pretty big, so it's pretty nice, but I would probably say the giant Hori stick, that's like really heavy and really like wide, that's probably the best one to clock your friend with if you really felt like it. But, you know, since they are heavier, you might not get the motion. Like, I feel like with a smaller razor stick, you can probably get some good swing off of it by, like, the cord. No, okay, no, I'm going to stop this. I'm going to get shut down by Twitch because I'm encouraging thuggery here. Okay, back to the point that I've been trying to start over and over and over and over again. The reason why you want to talk about this is because there's the Magic Series. And in this game, the Magic Series is generally the same for every character on the ground, which is light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Almost every character is going to be able to do that. Right? It doesn't even... Almost every character is going to be able to do that. Light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Almost every character has this series. And I don't know if there is a character that doesn't have it. The tricky thing about Marvel, honestly, is that there is always going to be an exception to every rule. But that's just the way fighting games work. They like to do cool things, and that's what actually makes it really fun. So again, light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. That is generally going to be your sequence. Now, there's going to be a lot of different exceptions here, like Spider-Man has rapid light punches, right? So like, you see I'm mashing light punches, and I can kind of go up and down like this, right? Whereas kick, I can't really mash like this, right? So with light punch, I can actually switch between like standing, crouching. That is not actually a property of the Magic Series. This is a property of this button. Like Spider-Man's light punches just happen to be quick attacks like that. Same thing with Captain America. I don't know if that's the case for Iron Man. It is. I think it's kind of fairly universal that your light attacks is going to be mashable like this. So you can switch between standing and crouching, but do not count that as part of the Magic Series. That's just a property of the light attack. That just counts as a property of the light attack. Now, if you notice, I can do standing to crouching light, but with light kick, I cannot do that. With heavy, with heavy kick, whoops, why do I keep hitting that button? That's terrible. with heavy kick, I cannot go from standing to crouching, right? So it's just the light punch because it's a mashable button. So that doesn't count. So again, the Magic Series is light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. So get used to that zigzag pattern on your controller. That is what you're going to want to do. Now, any one of these attacks can be standing or crouching. So I can do stand, crouch, if I really felt like it. Like so. I can do all crouching. Well, no, because crouching heavy is a launcher, so I can't do that one. And in fact, you can't even chain off of that. So I can't even chain launcher into heavy kick. But again, please consider crouching heavy punch, the launcher, as a completely separate class of moves. It's not a normal move, so it does not abide by any of the rules that you normally have. But I can do standing or crouching of any of these buttons that I felt like it. I can also do all crouching, standing heavy, and then crouching. So therein lies your Magic Series. Now, the thing about that is that, can I do light punch again, then light? Yes. As long as you're chaining into the same button, you can go into any of the other things. So yes, I can do light, and remember, since dashing keeps the momentum, I can actually go, like I can get 5 lights, and then I can do, and then I can keep chaining if I really felt like it. Like, so, oh, but the hit stun deterioration is too high. So I'll do a light kick instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so you can do as many lights as you want. That's as many as you want, right? So here's the thing. You sometimes want to extend your combos on the ground. Now remember I talked about unique moves, right? Unique moves, based on the button they're on, follow the same order of the Magic Series, but unique attacks are always less than normal attacks. So, for example, I can actually do light punch, light kick, unique light kick, like so. See, I can always do that. So I can add more buttons in there if I really wanted to. However, because unique attacks are always considered greater than normal buttons, I cannot do unique attack into a light kick. I'm going backwards in the series now. So if you want to think about the actual order of the sequence, it's almost always going to be with, light punch, unique light punch, light kick, unique light kick for those 2 buttons. That's almost always the case. So I can do like so. Of course, that doesn't reach unless I dash. Like so, right? So I can even do crouching light kick into unique attack if I wanted to, like that. But I can never do unique attack backwards into a light punch or a light kick. Now, one thing I do also want to mention also is that you can skip any of these buttons. So even though that's the Magic Series, light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, I don't have to do that. I can actually do light kick into heavy kick. Like so. I don't need to do all the buttons if I want to. I can do light kick, unique attack into heavy kick. Right? So you can do all sorts of, you can do it as long as you're going forward in the Magic Series. You can skip any button. You can just never go backwards. You can just never go backwards. Now, I mentioned it was light attack, was light punch, unique light punch, light kick, unique light kick. This is where things get a little bit dodgy, and this is where you're gonna just have to find out with every character, because once you start getting into the heavy punch and heavy kick unique moves like Spider-Man's towards and heavy punch, but this is the normal heavy punch, and this is his towards heavy punch. He actually has this forward-moving, charging attack. The order of your Magic Series gets a little dodgy at this point in time. And in general, the rules are kind of wonky with every character. This is where it really starts getting to the point. Oh yeah. I'm gonna do TLDR videos. Don't worry. These are. I'm gonna put these videos up, but there will be shorter ones. There will be shorter ones coming in the future. So here we go. So with Spider-Man, for example, his towards heavy punch is just at the end of his chain. It just has the highest priority of all of his normal buttons. So I can do heavy punch, heavy kick, and then towards heavy punch. So I can actually do like that. It just works that way. It just works that way. I can even do sweep into the heavy punch like that. I can't do sweep into neutral punch, into neutral heavy punch, because that's going backwards in the chain. But in particularly Spider-Man's case here, I can actually do sweep into towards heavy punch. But because towards heavy punch is at the end of the chain, you notice that I can't do towards heavy punch into sweep. It just doesn't work. I can't ever do towards heavy punch into any heavy kick because it's at the end of his magic series. You just have to understand that that move is at the end of his magic series. And so you kind of know you can end everything into the towards heavy punch. But once you do the towards heavy punch, that's it. You get nothing afterwards. You cannot do any of his other normal attacks after towards heavy punch. Now, I talked about crouching heavy punch as being its own category. This is the launcher. This is a special button. Everybody's launcher is a very unique move. It is not a unique attack, but it is a move all in its own class. And the reason why I say that is because launcher is always, always, always at the end of your magic series chain. Always. Everything can go into launcher. So I talked about towards heavy punch, launcher. I talked about sweep, launcher. I talked about heavy kick, launcher. That is the power of the launcher. This is why you have to consider launcher as its own thing, because launcher will always come at the very end. Now, again, I don't know every character 100%. There may be an exception with one character that has a move that you can't cancel into the launcher, because that's the way fighting games work. Exceptions are abound in fighting games. But for the most part, no matter who you are, launcher is always going to work at the end of your combo. And that is the power of the launcher. So no matter what you're doing on the ground, you can almost always like get a launcher at the end there, right? So oh, there we go. Oh, interesting. Oh, Captain America. Oh, that's weird. Okay. Huh. All right. In any case, launcher is always at the end. So for the most part, with Spider-Man, even though the Magic series is generally that zigzag pattern, you can go backwards into launcher. You can always go backwards into launcher, even though that's going backwards in the button chain, in the button sequence. It still counts as a launcher. I mean, the launcher is always at the end. It's almost always there at the end. So, like so. Oh, boo meow. I am not even close to done. There's so much to talk about. There is so much to talk about. So, but there you go. So that is generally what you want to do. Now, this is where the creativity comes from, right? So now the question is, what can I do to maximize my damage? I can do sweep into launcher, which is really nice because sweep has great range, and launcher will connect at even the max range, right? So if I dash up and sweep, I can get some cool combo, right? But you know what? I think I can get more damage in there. Remember how I talked about towards heavy punch is at the end of his magic series. So now I can do sweep towards heavy punch and then launcher. So if I do sweep into launcher, standard air combo, I get 2,685 damage. If I add the towards heavy punch in there, then I get 3,040 damage. So I've added more damage into my combo because now I'm getting a little bit creative with this. Here's another example. If I end an air combo, I get extra juggles here, right? I can actually do, for example, let's say I want to do 2 air combos in a row. Launch, whoops. Launch. Oops, okay, well that's not gonna hit. Well, in any case, well, let me do a combo because I want the damage. I want the damage. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do. That's 3,580 damage, right? But on the relaunch, I can get a little more creative now. I can actually launch and do, and then heavy towards heavy, crouching heavy. So now I've added 3 heavy buttons into that combo. So you can see my max damage was 3,780, but now if I add in those extra buttons after the air combo, I'm at 4,025. So I've added a little under 300 damage. If I add the sweep towards heavy punch into launch, whoops, whoops, and then I had a bunch of stuff on the ground. Now I'm at 4,317 damage. And that was just the most basic double launch combo that you can... Cooper TV, my fingers will never hurt from hitting buttons that hard. That is just arcade days, man. These fingers, you know, I mean, like, I have magic fingers. I've talked about this before. So here's the thing, right? So just by understanding how the chain combos work, the order with it works. So for Spider-Man, I knew that heavy punch towards heavy punch here. I could probably even add in a sweep. I could probably do heavy punch sweep towards like that, right? So let's do that. Let's do that instead. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna do, and then sweep into towards heavy into launcher. Let's see if I can get that right. Oops. Oops. Oh, I also want to do this. Ah, sweep, sweep. Oh God, this is okay. This is important to know. Muscle memory will kill you every time in Marvel. If you're mad at your hands because your brain is saying one thing and your hands do another thing, that is normal. Everybody goes through this. Everybody goes through this. To fix your muscle memory to change a combo by one move will cause you so much stress and pain and frustration, but everybody goes through this. Just reprogram your muscle memory. It just takes effort. It just takes effort. Whoops. Ah, see? Maybe I can't do it. Oops. There it was. There, I got it. So now I added an extra sweep in there because I know what the Magic Series order is. And so now I have 4,454 damage. So basically I started with this combo, which did 3,580 damage. But because I know what the Magic Series is, and I know how to add extra buttons in there, I went with a no special move combo, no super combos. I went from 3,580 damage to 4,454 damage. I've almost done 1,000 more points of damage because I know that I could add in extra moves in my combo. Now, of course, people are wondering, why are you dropping the combo in the air all of a sudden, and why was the juggle after the launch so hard? That's another day. We will talk about that, okay? Boom, there you go, 4,454. Just by adding in a bunch of extra moves because I understand the Magic Series. And I understand that Spider-Man's Magic Series has towards heavy at the end, so I can do heavy punch, heavy kick, towards heavy punch into launcher. Like, that's a key sequence for me there. And it's all heavy buttons, so you're gonna get a lot of damage off of that. So there you go. That is just me understanding the Magic Series and why that is so potent. Now, in the air, of course, Spider-Man also has, whoops, towards heavy kick. And in general, I haven't got into the air combos. Actually, you know what? Let me reel that back a little. Let me reel that back a little, okay? Let me talk about cat jumping down my bar. Okay, Let's talk about the air magic series now. So once again, ground magic series is always going to be light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, and then unique attacks peppered in there, right? So Spider-Man, for example, has the unique attack on light kick, which can be done before the heavy attacks. I mean, look at, I just like did this whole thing. I did light punch, light kick, unique light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, unique attack, and the launcher. I did all of that. And there you go. So I did the whole, I maximized my ground chain completely. So this is why it's good to understand, because now you know how to string all the buttons together. That thing is really, that's the really important thing. Thurston Moore, yes, Tekken is very hard, but I'm still in it, but Marvel is new, so let's do Marvel here for a little bit. Now, air combos. Let's talk about air combos. And again, there's always going to be an exception to every rule. Every rule. Let's talk about air combos. What is the magic series in air combos? And you know what? Let me dial that back again. This is jumping magic series. This is just jumping magic series. If you're in the air, this is your magic series, whether you launch them or whether you just jump in the air. This is your magic series, and this is a little different because in the air, all of a sudden, the magic series now becomes magic series, Taco Face. Oh, sorry, I missed E Blackout's question. Sorry. E Blackout. The magic series is the order in which your buttons can chain into each other. In general, everybody's magic series is going to be light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Almost every character is guaranteed to be able to do that, and that is a magic series. But once you start getting in there with unique attacks, and then the launcher at the end of that, the magic series gets a little more complicated. But if you're just beginning the game, if you're just learning the game, always understand that your magic series is going to be light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, right? So that is going to be your initial magic series. And again, you can skip buttons in there, so I can do light punch, heavy kick. But I can never do light punch, light kick, because that's going backwards in the magic series. Light kick will not come out because that is a backwards direction in the magic series. Again, magic series is light punch, then light kick, then heavy punch, then heavy kick. And understanding where the unique moves come in is very important, and that is individual for every character. I talked about Spider-Man's towards heavy punch. That always comes at the end of the magic series, and then the launcher is always the last thing in the magic series. So even though it's a crouching heavy punch, so it feels like a normal move, it is a special button that can always come. So even though I can do heavy kick in the launcher, that's not going backwards in the magic series, even though it's heavy kick into heavy punch. Launcher, which is down in heavy punch for 100% of the characters, it is always going to be your launcher, and it is always at the end of the magic series. So everything chains into that launcher, basically. Again, there's exceptions to every rule. Now, let's talk about air combos. Let's talk about air combos. Or, I'm sorry, the jumping magic series, okay? So let's talk about the jumping magic, let's talk about the jumping magic series here. The jumping magic series for every character, okay, is going to be a little different. Only slightly different. But the magic series on the ground was light punch, light kick, heavy punch, and heavy kick. Sorry I keep repeating it, but I'm trying to drill it into your head because it's important to know. But oh yeah, you don't have to start with the light punch either. Thank you, Caramel Jenkins. I can start with heavy punch and obey the magic series order as well. I can start with light kick and obey the magic series order as well. And yeah, okay, I just saw that. That was actually really interesting. Did you actually see that I did heavy kick into launcher and it missed, right? Like, that kind of sucks. But if you know that he has this towards heavy punch, which is probably why they gave it to him, your launcher's never gonna miss. Okay? Your launcher is never gonna miss. But let's get into the air magic series. So the ground magic series, once again, light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Jumping magic series, okay, not very different, but listen closely. Light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. That is your basic, yeah, I will do flight combos for sure, but that is your basic magic series in the air. Light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Every character, most characters have light punch, light kick. So, oh god. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to launch him. Because this is not working. So that was light. So watch. Light. That's light punch. Just like in Marvel 3. Basically, it's that attack, it's your jump attack, but then they mirror image you. They actually turn the model to face the other direction. That's basically what they do. That's all they're doing with that. Like that. Same thing with light kick. See how I kick with my face forward here? If I hit light kick, I turn around. And basically the model mirrors itself into the other direction. All your light punches can do this when you go into the air. So in other words, when you go into the air after you launch someone, if you do the magic series, which is light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, this is almost always your basic air combo. And in fact, I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to work with almost every character. See, there you go. Alright, so now let's try it with Iron Man. Oops. Okay, it works with Iron Man, and let's go with Ryu. Boom, it works with Ryu. Almost every character is going to be light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. If you're going to learn an air combo, this is the first one that you're going to learn. And there is going to be a lot of things that you're going to flub in an air combo regardless. Just understand that when you launch him, hit up and then just dial away. There's a lot of reasons why you don't want to do this air combo, and I will get into those in the more advanced section. But that is not something you should concentrate on now. If you're just starting, do that as your air combo, because you just want to get used to the fact of launching someone and going into an air combo. You just want to get used to that now. Later on, you're going to get into, wow, a lot more complex things. It'll get to a lot more complex things. Now, again, there is always going to be a character that breaks the rules. There's always going to be a character that breaks the rules for everything. And I know some characters like Dante, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Dante is one that breaks the rules. And then there is also Thor who breaks the rules. So let me try Dante, and let me do Thor here really quick.
We enter the battle together. The battle begins.
Let's do this here. Yes, I'm finally back from all these damn trips, man. Holy crap, I'm so tired. So for Dante, for example, if I'm not mistaken, oh, he does have light. Oh yeah, his light kick is. His light kicks are guns, right? Since his light kicks are guns, it's just a different kind of attack, so you can't do... Oh, well, I guess you can. But the thing about it, his light kick always shoots twice. So you can't do light. You can do light into heavy, so, but Dante's air magic series is going to be light punch, light kick, heavy punch. So he can't do light kick. Not every character can do that, and in fact, the reason why I have Thor is he is the same thing. Why, I don't know. But he can't do light kick. Oh, no, we're doing Tuesday show tomorrow for sure. So he can do light punch, but he can only do one light kick. I don't know why. That's just Thor. So you only have one light kick. So for Thor, it's going to be light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. But for the most part, most characters are going to be able to do light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. Most characters can do that, but not this one, not this character, not this character. And so again, you're going to have to play all your characters and figure out which ones can do it and which ones cannot and stuff like that. And I mean, while it seems a little annoying, you can see that for the most part, they follow the rules. And so, for the most part, it follows the standard rules. And again, air combos are not even remotely as simple as launching and doing that magic series. But understand that is your magic series. So if I really wanted to skip some of the buttons, I could. I could do light punch, light kick, heavy kick. Why would I want to do that? Oh, you'll find out sooner or later. You'll find out sooner or later. I could do heavy punch, heavy kick. Right? I could do light punch, heavy kick. I could do light punch, heavy kick. Again, same thing as on the ground. As long as you're going forward in the order of the magic series, it's all good. It's all good. You just cannot go backwards. I cannot do light punch, light kick, light punch, light kick as much as I want to thanks to MvC2. I cannot go backwards. I cannot go backwards. You can only go forward in the magic series. Only forward in the magic series. Alright. Now, again, unique attacks. Spider-Man has a unique attack that's in his towards heavy kick, right? So when I launch, what's interesting about this one is that every character has these moves that are considered spikes. So these are called air combo finishers. That's what I originally called them, air combo finishers. That was what I called them in my facts. People have been calling them spikes, and I don't mind that name. It's much easier to say. So there is a spike move. Just like the launcher, you want to consider the spike as kind of its own thing. You kind of want to consider the spike as its own move because almost everything can be canceled into a spike. So I have, for example, this unique move with Spider-Man, which is towards heavy kick. So I can actually do heavy punch. Oops. I can actually do a heavy punch into my unique attack, and then afterwards, still go into my spike. See, there you go. So I can actually do heavy punch, unique attack into spike. And that's just generally how it works. You can almost always go into the spike at the end. And the spike, again, is going to be the special move that, if you notice, when I hit him with it, you hear that whistle noise, and the enemy gets slammed to the ground, and the camera follows them. And I scroll off screen. Like, you see, I scroll off screen. And that is basically an air combo finisher, aka a spike, aka a smash attack, whatever you want to call it. I'll probably call it an air combo finisher. You can probably call it a spike as well. Now, the interesting thing about this, however, is that spikes aren't always spikes, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
Too shabby.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Too shabby.
You'll notice that there's a very different hit reaction from the opponent when I hit him with jumping heavy kick. It bounces him, but look how he flips right away. He flips right away. But you saw when I launched him and I did this, boom, he bounced and landed on the ground. And so like, okay, so why is my spike not giving me this thing? So it's not a combo. You see that? I did jumping heavy kick, and then he bounced, and it's not a combo. It's not a combo because that ground, he bounces off the ground, but he can recover. Why is that? Why is that? Well, because in order for spikes to actually be spikes, it has to be at least hit number 2 in your combo. It has to be at least hit number 2 in your combo. Is that? Ooh, interesting. Huh. Hang on a second. It has to at least be the second hit in your air combo. It has to at least be the second hit in your air combo, if Okay, okay. What if I did this? What if I did this?
Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Yeah, look at that. It's not even just the second hit in the combo. It just has to be the second hit in an air combo.
Too shabby.
Interesting. But
Not too shabby.
I did.
Not too shabby.
I just did this. Yeah, then it becomes the actual air combo finisher. So there you go. So that's kind of why I want to make the distinction between a spike and an air combo finisher. Is that there's two very different reactions in those. So if you just hit him with a spike with a spike attack, it's not necessarily an air combo finisher unless it's at least hit number 2 in your air combo. If it's the second hit in a combo, it just doesn't necessarily work. However, if it comes after a launcher, it does actually push them into the ground. But it's that special reel animation where they roll like that. Interesting. That's weird. What if I actually did like, So if you do it immediately after a launch, like directly launch into spike move, then they just do this quick roll when they land. But if at least it's the second hit in the air combo, they do a true air combo finisher. And if you don't get a launcher at all, the spike just pushes them to the floor like that. So in other words, if I just jump and hit him, it just bounces them off the ground and they can recover. Okay, so there you go. There you go. Interesting, interesting. Hang on 1 second, guys. Ugh. Alright, so that's how spikes work in the air. Okay, that's very interesting. But what's going to be interesting about that is that actually makes it so that if you launch him and want to like drop him to the floor right away, you can set up some mix-ups off of that with a gut jump. Look at that. I can do like that as an instant overhead. Can they roll forward off of that? I don't think they can. Oh my god. Oh my god. So you can actually surprise somebody like that. So if they're crouching, you can actually get a reset off of that. Like that. And they're not ready for it because you can't forward roll off of that and you can't back roll off of that either. Yeah, you can't back roll off of that. Oh god, okay. Now, there is a special knockdown type. I don't know what to call this one. I'll call it a forced roll. I'll call it a forced roll, basically. If you put them into this forced roll animation, they can't roll forward or backwards. However, they can actually, you can tech upwards. So you're gonna have to learn when the opponent is gonna try to hit you with one of these. So for example, if I hold up on the controller like this, and I do that sequence, you see how he bounced up instead? So on forced roll situations, you can tech up. On forced roll knockdowns, you can tech up. So that's how you get away from that situation. And in the menu, in the training menu, they do not give you a tech up option. There is no tech up option. So those, oh no, there is an aerial recovery up forward. Oh, okay, sick. And creative. There you go. So yeah, okay, so there you go. So there is a special knockdown type. And you'll see this Thor has it too with his hammer, his down hammer, causes this forced roll. So this forced roll animation, this forced roll knockdown can be teched up. But if you're not aware of it and you're not ready for it to actually happen, you're gonna get bodied like that, right? So like if you're not ready for this, you are gonna get some massive bodying going on your way.
Too shabby.
Like that with an instant overhead. Okay, so let's talk about the spike move here. Let's talk about this spike move here. The spike move is on a normal hit. Play. Oh, I turned. Let's go back to record. So a spike move normally just bounces you off the ground that you can't combo afterwards. After they hit the ground, they immediately recover, so you can't combo. If you do a launch into a single hit spike, it causes a forced roll. If you do that into a, it causes a forced roll. Whoops. Like that you can actually only up tech off of. Because he's up teching because I'm making him hold up right now. But as long as there's 2 hits in an air combo, the spike will cause the air combo finisher. So whether you're in a jump or a super jump, at least 2 hits of an air chain will cause the actual air combo finisher. There you go. There you go. So that's very important to know. And I was talking about the Air Magic series before I got into this whole entire thing. But the Air Magic series, of course, is light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick for almost every character. And again, as I showed with Thor and Dante, there's going to be exceptions. There's always going to be exceptions with that. But that is your Air Magic series, okay? So for the basic Magic series, when you launch them into the air, you're going to want to do light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. That's where you're going to want to start with your air combos. That's how you want to start. Now, a lot of people are going to do air combos and go, boom, oh shoot. And then sometimes it might not work and you're not going to understand why. That's going to be an advanced section. We're going to talk about that because the art of the air combo is a lot more difficult than people think. There are so many ways to tweak air combos. You don't even know. You don't even know how many different ways there's to tweak air combos. So we'll get into that in the future. But for now, I just want to talk about the Magic series. The ground Magic series is light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. And then the Air Magic series is light punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. I in general do it with, just do it with one hand, with one finger. Well, I'm holding the camera with my mouth right now. Well, I just do like this. So in general, I'm just doing it with one finger, and I'm actually using 2 fingers like this. But I do just use that finger to hit all the buttons. So I'm actually just moving my hand along that stuff. How do I hold the stick? Here, let me show you guys. No, I'm kidding. Let me show you guys. I hold the stick basically gently like this. I basically put very little pressure on the stick. Again, if you're a person who like grips the stick or like is like moving it around all the time like this, that's not a good thing. A light touch is probably the best way to do it. So if I walk back and forth, this is all I'm doing, like this. I use the spring on the joystick to bring it to neutral as much as possible. Now, that is not the only way to do it. Some people actually do play like this and hold onto the stick the entire time. That is definitely a thing. And then there is the wine cup method. There are some people who play like this and will actually grip the stick like this and kind of cup the top of the stick like this and play like this. No technique is incorrect. Whatever you're used to, whatever works is how you should use it. Whatever feels the most comfortable to use. This is the Kwamba Obsidian. Yes. Alright, so that's the Magic series with the buttons, right? And so remember, keep in mind, there's normal moves, unique moves, and on the ground there's launchers, and in the air there's spikes. Now one thing I want to show here is with Captain America, he has some interesting unique moves here, and again, this is why you're gonna have to learn with every character. You can see right here he has power swing, he has shield bash, he has a leap kick, he has middle kick, he has air chop, he has like all these crazy different things, right? And so really on the ground he has towards heavy punch and an offensive crouch plus heavy punch. Now with Spider-Man, remember his towards heavy punch was at the end of all of his target combos. You could just do everything into that, right? So his towards heavy punch was at the end of all of his at the end of his magic series. Oh, look at that. For Captain America, it's the same thing, right? So can I do sweep into it? Yes, I can. Just like Spider-Man, right? So my towards heavy punch, a unique attack, can be done at the end of my chains. And obviously I can go into launcher, because like I said, launcher is always at the end. I do hit them the same way in Street Fighter. Oh, it depends. Depends on the combo in Street Fighter. Depends on the combo. So here, let me do this again. Like if I'm doing crouching medium kick into drill, I'll actually use my index and middle finger. I'll actually use both. I hit this with index and then I hold it down and then I do the drill with the middle finger. It's to avoid negative edge. It's to avoid negative edge. It's just, it depends on what I'm doing. Again, there's never one right technique. Always develop what feels most comfortable to you. But I do low forward into drill with two different fingers like that because I want to hold medium kick down so I never accidentally medium kick drill by accident thanks to negative edge. It's really, really interesting. Now, here's the thing. Whoops. Now, here's the interesting thing, is that Captain America also has this. Offensive crouch plus heavy punch, right? So, okay, so, you know, logically speaking, since towards heavy punch is at the end, and that's a unique move, because normally my down heavy punch is my launcher, but I have offensive crouch heavy punch, which is this move right here. So normally, like my other unique move, I can actually put it at the end of my magic series, right? So I should be able to do the same thing with this cool unique attack, right? Nope. You notice that instead, even though I'm holding offensive crouch, the launcher comes out. This move is actually considered under heavy punches. So if I did heavy punch into that move, I'm gonna launch. I can't actually do it. I can't even do heavy punch into unique attack. It just doesn't work. This move, even though it's on heavy punch, is considered weaker than a heavy punch. So I can actually, it's at the same level as a heavy punch. It's actually the same, it's a branch. It's a branch. So I can do kick, heavy punch, heavy kick, light kick, heavy punch, so light kick, heavy punch, light kick, heavy punch, heavy kick. I can do light kick, unique attack, heavy kick. Oh, I cannot. That move cannot be chained into. Only after middle kick? Oh my god. Okay, so Captain America is fucked up, okay? Captain America has... This is a very, very unique move, okay? So I can't chain anything into this unique move except for another unique move, which is middle kick. That's the only one that goes into that move. And then, also, because it's a unique move, it is at the end of the chain. It is at the end of the Magic series. I can't chain that thing into anything except the launcher, which is always at the end. So literally, this unique attack cannot be chained into outside of another unique attack, and then once you get there, you've ended your entire chain. That is so interesting. You can do forward heavy punch after. You can do forward heavy punch after forward heavy punch. Oh, you can do it after that one too. Oh, whoa. So Okay. So in other words, this unique attack can only be chained into after other unique attacks. That's the rule on this move. Only other unique attacks can go into this unique attack, and it is indeed at the end of the chain sequence. Oh, that's so weird. That is so weird. Oops. Oh, you can chain this into crouching heavy kick? So he has a loop. He has a loop in his Magic series. He literally has a loop in his Magic series. Oh no, wait. I can't do... Wait a minute. Oh no, there it was. There it was. Yeah, he has a loop in his Magic series. Wonderful. Yep. He has loops. He has a loop in his Magic series. So this is an indication to you of how crazy Magic series can get. There's just things you can check. This is something you're gonna have to experiment with your character. Jesus, okay. What a weird character. What a weird character. But there you go. That is a loop. There you go. There you go. So he has that. Okay. Well, there you go. So that is a very weird exception for Captain America's Magic series. There you go. That is Captain America. Good stuff. So okay, but any one of those can cancel the launcher as well. So there you go. Alright, okay, so that's Captain America. I mean, that's unique attack. That's Magic series. One thing I do want to talk about when you chain normals into each other is that, watch, let me see if I can do this. I'm going to do crouch, I'm going to do jab into heavy punch into heavy kick, right? Now watch this. Look at the combo here. Alright. 3 hits, right? I'm going to do it again. 2 hits. What happened? Wait, what happened? Why is that not actually working? But then when I want it to work, I can get it to work. What? I actually did easy super. Turn that shit off. No, I'm just kidding. So like, why is it that I can make it work if I want to, but then sometimes it doesn't work? See, like, I'm doing this Magic series. It's jab, it's light punch into heavy kick, but jab into heavy punch isn't comboing sometimes. But then if I really want it to combo, I can get it to combo. What is going on? 2 hits, okay? It'll combo. Oh, 2 hits. It'll combo. 2 hits. It won't combo. But I'm doing the Magic series. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? Because the reason why this happens is because as long as a move connects, as soon as the move makes contact with your opponent, you can chain it anytime during your recovery. Anytime during the recovery. So if I do heavy kick, I can do towards heavy punch right away, or I can wait hell long and then towards heavy punch. and I can do it so slow that it doesn't combo. You don't have to cancel right away. You can delay. You can delay. So that it doesn't combo, like so. So in the example that I was showing you earlier with light punch and the heavy punch, you have to do this as fast as you can because heavy punch is a slow attack. It has a lot of startup. Light punch does not cause a lot of hit stun. So you have to do it as fast as you can. Even any slight delay, and it's not gonna combo. If you delay 1 frame, it's not combo. You have to do it as fast as you can. Now that is remedied by using light kick, because light kick's fast enough that I don't have to hit it that fast. I can actually use the slow timing and I get the 2 hits, like that. And then I can go into heavy punch. But that is just something to understand, that once a move connects, you can do the chain late. You can do the chain anytime during your recovery. So in other words, if the opponent blocks, for example, oh, they don't have first hit only? I'm sad, okay. They don't have first hit only. But I can simulate it by doing such, as such. I can record, block, and let me see. Oh no, I can't. What I'm gonna have to do is... So basically, I can actually do something like this. I can actually bait people into getting hit by my launcher if I do something like... Or getting hit by my towards heavy punch, for example. I can do... Whoops, after they block, I can do like that, right? So I can actually delay it so that if they try to counter me afterwards, I can punch them afterwards. So there's reasons to delay your normal modes like that. Auto guard, let's see. No, auto guard is not what I'm looking for. Auto guard is after first hit. I wanted first hit only. I want first hit only. Which I guess I could do by simulating by going like that. Yeah, okay, so there you go. So I can actually stagger my target combo to catch him off guard, right? And then punish him for that. So there you go. So there's a reason to stagger normals like that. You can actually stagger normals. Another one that's going to be super important is if you put advancing guard on here, and I'll go into this in a lot more detail later. Like I can actually kind of combat the push guard a little bit by doing it later like that. But anyways, that's a whole nother story. We'll get into there some other time. I don't want to get into that right now. Okay. But that's very important to know. That's very important to know that you can change your chain combo timing. That is something that's very important to note because, watch, I'll show you another situation where it might actually be important where, I don't know if I can find the right way to simulate this properly. Probably not here. I need to do a big ol' long air combo. Yeah, like, that's not the best example that I can give. Basically, I mean, what I was trying to show is there is actually some situations where when you hit him with this, you're actually too far and the launcher whiffs because of hit stun scaling. Oh, like that, right? Okay, so I actually just got it right there. So I can actually just do it raw like this. So you actually see that it whiffs like this if I cancel it right away. But if I just wait a little longer, I can chain it later so that it doesn't whiff. So there are some situations where you are going to want to delay your chain. So if I chain right away, it misses like this. But if I just wait a little bit and let him keep going forward and then chain it, then I'll actually get the combo to connect. So there you go. If I chain it right away, it won't hit. So sometimes there are going to be situations where you want to delay it a little bit, right? So there you go. Perfect example right there. So sometimes you do want to delay it a little bit, and then you can get the hit off of that. So there you go. There are some reasons for you to actually want to delay your chain combo, and that actually helps you a lot. So there you go. That is normal attacks and how you're going to chain them into each other and such. So again, if you whiff the button, obviously you cannot chain it at any point in time. But if the button hits after it connects, whether they get hit or they block, regardless of whether they get hit or block, you can chain it at any point in time during its recovery. So you don't even have to. So you can actually sort of frame trap someone like that. See how he gets out of the block zone, and then you can go for the punch like that and stuff. But frame trapping like that in a Marvel game is not really real. It can work in some very fringe situations, but in general, that's not a real thing. You're not actually going to do that much. But you will see later on, there's going to be very, very key reasons why I want to do delayed chain combos. Like, I talked about how I'm going to get into the art of the air combo later on. Like, I can show you this, for example. Whoops. I can do, and, like, it's really hard to land that kick. Right? It's really hard for me to hit that. Okay, but I can make it so that's easier. Okay, see? All of a sudden, now I was able to do that after the air combo. And to the untrained eye, both of those sequences probably look the same. I can't hit him, but now all of a sudden... Whoops. Whoa. I accidentally did stupid hidden kick. Whoops. And then I can hit it. So, I mean, a lot of people can probably tell the difference between the two, but if you're not aware of it, the reason why it works is because I'm actually delaying some of my air hits. And again, I'm slowing down my chain. I'm not actually doing the chain at the top speed possible, because that makes that almost impossible to connect. But if you actually delay your chain combo in the air just a little bit, all of a sudden I can connect it. Again, I'm going to get into that. We're going to talk about that in a future episode. But understand that there is so much technique to the combos in this game that is really, really, really cool. Basic strategy, I can talk a little bit about basic strategy, except I suck at this game. I'm really terrible at versus games, so it's going to be really, really, really hard for me to do that. So, alright, hang on. I'll get into that just a little bit. But basically, if you guys just tuned in, I covered movement, I covered buttons, and I covered normal attacks. And that's all I've covered so far. You know, normal attacks, chain combos, magic series, and stuff like that. I haven't really covered much else except for the only thing that I can probably cover, that I want to cover in this episode right now, is special moves. I'm going to cover special moves here. So I've got Spider Sting, I've got Web Ball, I've got Spidey Swing, and I've got Spider Kick. Like so, and I've also got Web Zip. So those are my special moves. Nothing really too crazy to talk about special moves. Special moves are pretty much how they've always been. They're just a move that requires a controller motion, for example, quarter circle forward plus punch, quarter circle forward plus kick, quarter circle back plus kick, quarter circle back plus punch. Oh, that's right, I have web swing. Down, down punch, and then also 2 kicks. So those are all of my special moves there, and those are the special moves that you have. And so basically, they're pretty much what you expect out of all fighting games that you play that have special moves. They're moves that you can just do. They do chip damage. They usually have really unique properties associated with them. They all have crazy different things, like Spidey Sting has a follow-up punch here, like this, that you can get a combo off of. Whoops. Like so. Oh, okay, there we go. So basically I want to do... Like so, right? And, that's a good combo for later lessons, actually. That's a good combo for later lessons. But basically, that's it. That special moves are you just do them at any point in time. Now, however, the one thing that's very, very, my joystick? I don't put a blanket over my joystick. No. Why did you call my joystick a fig? I don't understand that. So basically, the one thing that's important to note about special moves. So I talked about this late cancel on chain combos, that if it hits, as long as if it hits, you can actually chain it at any time you want. All normal moves can be canceled into specials, right? So I can do, for example, like pow pow, right? Like this, right? All normals can be canceled into specials, like that, right? So there we go. Now, here's the thing. You don't have to have the move hit. This is the difference between canceling a normal into a special move versus chaining something. It doesn't have to hit. You can cancel anytime you want. You can cancel it even before it hits if you want to. Look at that. So you saw the roundhouse come out, but even during the startup, I canceled the roundhouse before it actually, so like, what's a slow move? Like this move, right? Like, I'm about to punch them, I'll web ball first. So you can cancel it before it hits, you can cancel it after it hits, whoops. And you can cancel it as late or early as you want, whether they hit, whether they whiff, it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. So basically, you can always cancel a normal into a special, even on whip. This is very different than Street Fighter. Street Fighter, you can only cancel them when they make contact with the opponent, but not in this game. This game, you can do it anytime you want. It's so hard to do. Whoops! So there you go. It's different, but this is important because a lot of times if you get push block and you whiff a button, for example. So like I'm gonna put him to auto all guard, and I'm gonna turn advancing guard on. So there is very much a possibility that if you attack an opponent like so, and they push block you, I whiff this button, and you notice that he recovers before me. He'll come and kill me. He can actually push block me and whiff punish me on that standing heavy kick. So what you'll actually learn is to like try to like catch him, you know, like so you can actually try to interrupt him, for example, or you can do like and then uppercut and like hit him while they're dashing up at you, or I can do web zip and get out of there, right? So like that being able to cancel into a special move on whip is a very important property. And that is something that you're going to learn very quickly in this game. You're going to have to learn how to do stuff like that. Computer's cheating. Anyways, So being able to cancel any normal at any point in time is very important, okay? Because that also will come up in the air a lot too. Like, let's say I try to hit you and I whiff a button like this and then I want to attack. Like, let's say I'm trying to actually super jump air throw you, right? Like this, and I go, whoop, I missed. I didn't air throw, then I can go back into a better position, right? If I want to air throw you and I whiff, I can actually go back and attack on that whiff, right? If I miss the air throw. So learning to cancel normals into special moves, very important. Very important. And that is going to be a crucial thing that's going to happen in this game. It's going to be a very important technique to learn, is the canceling normals into specials even on whiff. A very, very, very important technique. So there we go. That is special moves. The only other thing I should mention about special moves is that most special moves can be canceled into supers at any point in time. As far as normal moves, if you cancel into a special or a super, all the same rules apply. So I can cancel even on a whiff like that. Special moves, they can also be canceled into supers. Basically with the same rules, even if I'm whiffing, basically I can actually cancel into... even if I'm like flying into the air, I can cancel. So even on hit or on whiff, I can cancel into a special move like so. So for example, I can just do that, I can do that, and that combo, etc., etc. So basically, canceling specials into supers is just that, basically. And okay. Oh. Yes.
I love saying that.
So can I actually do...
Assemble! I love saying that. Get ready! Does whatever a spider can. It's fight time! Here we go! It's fight time!
So I've gone into lab mode all of a sudden because I just really want to check it. But yes, in any case, that is the situation. That's considered airborne at that point in time. Okay. Kind of sucks. Interesting. Okay. Alright, so a couple of people have asked me for meta on how to get in on this game. And Captain Kenneth just asked, I have an issue getting close enough to actually get the combos to work. Basically, I'm asking, how do you get in? I have the same issue in Street Fighter V. I main Ryu in Street Fighter and Ryu Mega Man in MvCI. Any advice? Okay. For Street Fighter V, you main Ryu. Your biggest problem right now is that you're maining Ryu. I wish I was joking about that, but Ryu is terrible. He's just so bad. I'm still going to answer the question anyway, and the answer is the same. It's just, it's very different in every game. It's actually very different in every game, but the general concept is the same. I'm going to tell you exactly the mistake that you are making in this game, in Street Fighter, in probably any fighting game that you're going to play, on why you can't get in on the opponent. The main reason why you're having trouble getting in on the opponent is because you're not paying attention to the opponent. You're not watching the other opponent. If you're playing the fighting game and you're looking at your character, you're probably doing something wrong. You're actually better off looking at your opponent character the entire time you're fighting and using your character with peripheral vision. If you've seen the videos where Sako is actually playing and you can see his eye tracking, he is almost always looking at the opponent character and very rarely looking at his own character, only every once in a while. The reason for this is because the way that you get in, there is no answer to that. There is no direct answer to that. The reason why is because the way you get in is 100% dependent on what your opponent is doing. If your opponent is using Iron Man and doing this, like let's say he's doing this and going Unibeam and then Hadouken and then Reality and then Hadouken and then Hadouken and then Hadouken and then tags in Iron Man and Reality and Unibeam like this. If that's what he's doing, you get in by, then you're gonna get in on him by doing this. That's it. You're gonna get in on him by coming up into the air and coming down from the air. And then you're basically gonna go, oh, 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 and then come in from the air and attack him. If the Iron Man that you're playing against is fighting you by coming like this, and like jumping up here and doing this, and then like coming here and then air dashing and attacking like that, then you're gonna get in basically when he jumps up and do that by doing wave dash, and now you're over here. Alright? Now, what if your opponent actually does this, that he goes like, let's say he's Ryu, and then he does Hadouken tag, jumps up in the air, comes up and then reality gem up in the, like if he does that, now it's a little tougher because you have to deal with the reality gem and Ryu's fireball on the ground and Iron Man jumping up in the air. Now you have to decide how to attack. What's the way to attack? Well, I could jump over the Hadouken, zip under, and then dash forward. I can go up and try to challenge Iron Man in the air. I can super jump. I can super jump, and then I can do super jump, reality tag, Jesus Christ, what is my problem? I can do reality tag, reality, and then now all of a sudden I have 2 reality gems to counter his projectiles. The way you get in on anyone is always going to be dependent on what your opponent is doing. And if you are playing a one-player fighting game, I have talked about this in many times in many streams, the #1 weakness of everybody who is starting up in fighting games is they're playing one-player fighting games. They're looking at their own character, they really want to land this combo, so what they're doing is like, I'm going to wave dash in there and I'm going to try to sweep him. Your opponent is jumping everywhere and you're never going to hit him and he's running away and throwing reality gems and you're like, what am I supposed, I can't land any of my combos because you're playing a one-player game. You're playing to the point where you just want to sweep, launch, and do your cool air combo, and your opponent is just not going to cooperate. They're just not going to cooperate with you because that's what fighting games are supposed to be about. So really what you have to do is like find ways to put them back to the ground. Like I said, use the reality gem. Push them back down to the ground. Use the space gem. Suck them in and try to do something like that. Or jump up in the air, throw this, and then tag into the opponent. And look at this, the web ball's coming in there. Use Captain America, charge at him and lock him down, and then come in with Spider-Man. So in other words, if he's blocking and you can't get over to him, all guard like this, and let's say you have trouble getting over to him with Spider-Man and you really want to land that combo, start with Captain America and do a charging star from a full screen. Do charging star and then tag in Spider-Man. Now I get my sweep into my launch combo. So it's always going to be different in every situation. I really wish that there was an easier answer to say, oh yeah, you get in by doing this. No, the answer honestly is you get in by understanding what it is your opponent's doing and playing your plan accordingly. That is always, always, always going to be the answer. But if you want a direct answer of how do I get in, is watch your opponent, detect their patterns, figure out what it is that they're doing, and know enough about your characters and the game to have a plan to get around that. Know enough, and that's why it's important for me to talk about stuff like these, you know, super hops / dud jumps, or hey, I can dash jump and that'll actually make me jump farther, or instant air dash commands. That's why it's important to learn all these little dumb things, because then if your opponent is unit beaming, I know I can dud jump, you know, and stop myself a little bit higher and then air dash in like this, and then I can get over the unibeam all of a sudden like this. Like, you gotta learn all the things that you can do in the game. You gotta learn all the movement options and all the counter options like reality gem, reality tag, reality, right? Like, I mean, people laugh about it, but I mean, honestly, it's a great tactic, and it's a great day one tactic. And honestly, I almost recommend to most beginners to use reality gem at the start. You're gonna find out reality gem is not the best gem. I honestly don't think it is. It's not the worst gem, it's a great gem, but there might be better gems for you in the future, but it's a great way to start because it can actually get your opponent to respect you a little bit. I do consider reality gem the beginner gem, and I do recommend everybody go with that gem first. So, yes, Caramel Jenkins says it exactly right. TLDR, learn your approach options. Learn your approach options. So, think Dorm is better than Gamora Rushdown? This game is 2 weeks old. Every character's hella good right now. I don't think we're gonna find out for a long time. We are not gonna find out for a long time. So I wouldn't worry about right now. I wouldn't worry about tiers and all that things like that right now. Just go with your characters, man. We're gonna find some broken ass shit with all these characters. But yeah, you see, like, okay, I have trouble getting in. Throw a shield and tag in Spider-Man. And look at that, right? Or if the opponent likes to jump, then I'll throw the heavy shield and tag in Spider-Man. Try to snipe him out of the air. So one of the tricky things about this game is that if I want to get in with Spider-Man, before in Marvel 3, I used Spider-Man. I called Doom Beam, and they blocked Doom Beam, and I wave dash and I got in. The tricky thing about this game is now sometimes to get in with Spider-Man, you can't use Spider-Man. Right now, one of the ways to get in with Spider-Man is use your other character to get in with Spider-Man, because you turn your character into that Dr. Doom Beam assist. So use Captain America, throw the shield, and then Spider-Man goes in there, and then he attacks. That might be the way to get in with a character. So it's really, really, really crazy. A tag, I'll talk all about the tag later on, but I really, really want to kill one misconception, one piece of information that everybody has wrong about tags. People say that you can hold back and cancel your tag right away, because otherwise, you see how far he ran in there like that? But if I hold back, he doesn't run very far. Woo, that's really cool. Or I can hold up back, and that way I can get, you know, I can start controlling my character much earlier. Because if I don't hold back, he runs in like that, and I don't want to do that. That is actually a lie. That is actually completely lie. Because the truth is, when you tag, your character has to reach you, and then you can do all that stuff. I can't hold back. If I'm here, I'm holding back. You see how he comes all the way up at me? I can't stop him at the other side of the screen. The tag person always has to reach you before I can jump. So like, if I'm over here and I hold forward flip, I'm gonna jump right away. If I hold up back, I will jump right away. If I come over here and tag and hold up back, I have to run all the way forward and then I can up back. So yeah, tag is a hit too if you don't do anything. You don't actually do anything, but I'll get into that a little bit later. But I just wanted to point that out, that if you actually hold a direction on the tag, the character actually has to reach you first. Now, if you notice, they're going to reach you no matter what. Like, the time that it's frozen here, I don't think Iron Man can move until the guy reaches me. So essentially, yes, I am canceling the tag right away into walk backwards right when it reaches me. But what I just don't want people to believe is that I can tag from here and get them to stop at the other side of the screen. The character always has to reach, and then you can cancel the tag into a jump pack, for example, like that. So there you go. That's the one thing that I want to mention. But again, today I went over movement, I went over normals, I went over specials. Tomorrow I'm going to get into the gems, and I'm going to get into the tag mechanic. And then maybe, because we have the Tuesday show tomorrow, I probably won't do much more than that. On Wednesday, I'll probably do an unchensor and then maybe do another small thing. But definitely on Thursday and Friday, I will get into the details of air combos. Because air combos get really complicated, and just the combos in general. I want to help you guys be able to piece combos together. I want to help you guys be able to do crazy combos and understand why these combos work. Why I can do, for example, oops, oh, that's right, I was supposed to be. Oops, that's not what I want to do. Why that combo works most of the time. Right? So for example, like why you can do a combo like that, but then sometimes when you try the combo, like shit just falls apart. Like, why does that not work? And then also, like, for example here, watch this. So the combo that I did, I'm gonna do that combo again. Oops. Oh god, I always forget. Charging star, charging star, charging star. Ah, but see, it missed. And why does it miss sometimes, you know? And I want to help everyone understand that. I want to help everyone understand why these things keep happening. So watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that hit 4 times, and I got 6,395 damage. But I can also get the combo to do. I can get it to do 6587, and it looked like I did the exact same thing. I did the exact same thing, but I got more hits off of my super. Like, why does that happen? Like, how come these things happen? And one of the things that I tried to do in a recent jchensor episode is I told people that there's no magic in these combos. It's absolutely consistent. There's no trick to it. I mean, there is tricks to it, but it's not magic. It doesn't just work sometimes. It doesn't work the other time. If you do it right, it's always gonna work. And so I'm actually gonna teach you guys this. OTGs, Iron Spider Lord. Every move that hits low enough is an OTG. It is back to the original OTG style and not Marvel 3. In Marvel 3, everything that was an OTG had to have a flag for the OTG. In this game, if the move hits, it's an OTG. That's all you need to know, basically. So I can do crouching light kick as an OTG. I can do crouching heavy kick as an OTG. I can do launcher as an OTG if I felt like it. I could probably do charging star as an OTG. I can do pretty much anything as long as it hits, it's an OTG. As long as it reaches, it's an OTG. It doesn't really matter. That takes forever for that shield to get back. In fact, if he laid there long enough, I could probably get a jump attack to OTG. So that's how it works right there. So yep, just like the OG games, just like the OG games. So everything is an OTG. It doesn't matter. You can do anything that you want as an OTG. In fact, I could probably even do yeah, the Reality Stone hit as an OTG. See, the Reality Stone was an OTG that time. So that's the whole way it works. Is anything can be an OTG as long as it reaches, it hits. That's why sometimes you'll see Dark Hole from Dormammu hit as an OTG. That's why I think even Spidey Swing can be an OTG. No, that's just a hit. That's just a hit. Yeah, look at that. My crouching light kick just worked. See, like that. It's just whatever hits as an OTG hits as an OTG. See, I can make that hit as an OTG. I can do like that. Like, see, I got a jump attack as an OTG because I swept into that and the jump attack. As long as it hits, that's all that matters. Like that. So there you go. My jump attack was an OTG. As long as they hit the guy on the ground, it's an OTG, and that's how it works. Now, there are rules because you're going to get OTG limitations. There's like, you can only OTG people certain ways in certain amount of time, depending on the knockdown. There's bounce knockdowns and hard knockdowns, which are two completely different knockdowns. We'll get into all of that later on. So, lots of different things. OTG means off the ground. Off the ground. You're hitting someone off the ground. It's an OTG combo off the ground. Again, that is a term that I made up. That is a patented jchensor term. So I could definitely say it is off the ground. Some people thought it was on the ground. That is straight. I can't do that like David can. I can't do it. I know, I've got jeans on, dude. Whatever, it's fine, it's fine. I need to take that shit off later on. But I'm gonna do that after I feed my kitties, so. There you go. that is what I've got for today. I'm gonna record a couple of these things and post them up as little clips later on, because some of these were really important discoveries. What were the important discoveries? The important discoveries were, I had the instant air dash discovery, which is really good. I had the launcher into immediate spike, like so, reset, like so. I had the dud jump block, dud jump and block technique. I disconnected my controller. What else was there? Is it easier to dash into combos using the joystick or 2 punches? It really depends on you. Whatever you feel more comfortable with. My muscle memory in general is dash because of old Marvel games. It was very important to dash after a jump in, like that, to get that many hits. Because if I try to do that without dashing, I can only get 3. So if I do this, I can only get 2 hits of the jab, right? But you can actually dash right when you land, so that you get that momentum in there. This was actually really important in old Marvel games. This is not a technique that has been useful since MvC3, because the way that moves work now is they automatically slide you forward. So like if I launch from here, you notice how I miss, but if I sweep and then launch, I hit them. But that's because when I sweep and then I chain into the launch, I start the launch a little further forward. You notice that? Like, I'm over here, and then I sweep and then I launch, and I'm pushed forward. Since Marvel 3, all normal moves, when you chain them, they slide you forward a little bit, so you don't ever usually have to worry. Because normally before, if I wanted to do all 4 hits like this, it wouldn't combo unless I dash. But now in the modern Marvel games, they kind of dumbed it down a little bit, so you don't need to dash in the middle of there, basically. Like before, you had to dash in there. That was the case with Marvel Superheroes, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Marvel 1, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, Marvel 2. All of those games require dashes when you land like that, but they took that away and just made it so that normals automatically went forward like that. So that's actually kind of nice there. So, is my tag button next to my punch or kick buttons? My tag is next to my kick buttons. But I know a lot of people that have it the opposite. My gem is basically my Street Fighter heavy punch button, and my tag is my heavy kick button. I know a lot of people who do it the exact opposite way. Again, there is no real answer. Do it however you want to do it. Do it however you want to. By the way, guys, I just want to ask, for those people who are used to watching my stream, and you guys are actually, like, watch the Tuesday show as well, is the microphone actually clear here? Or is the microphone actually clear downstairs most of the time? Oh, you get mixed up trying to wave dash to connect combos after a spike. Yeah, that's definitely true. In those situations, if it requires a wave dash, I would do it with buttons. If it doesn't require a wave dash, the joystick actually kind of works. It's clear right now. The mic is actually better here. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, that's all I have then for now for today. However, that doesn't mean my Marvel streaming is done. How do you wave dash on a controller? Put 2 punches on one of these other buttons and alternate back and forth. Here, I'll actually do it. Here we go. Let's see. Hey, kitty. What's going on, kitty? I would put light punch plus heavy punch on L1. That's what I would do. I would put light punch and heavy punch on L1, and then that way I can alternate between L1 and down on on the D-pad like this. That's how I would wave dash, like this. I would definitely use a controller shortcut. How you want a backwards wave dash is beyond me. Like, good luck with that one. That'll just take some practice, basically.
Here we go. Full power.
That'll take some practice. That'll take some practice. But outside of that, it's definitely possible because people do some crazy shit on pads, and more power to them. I can't do any of that stuff. Okay. All right. So that's what I have. But like I said, that doesn't necessarily mean I've ended my streaming for today. I'm just gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna this game is playable on a pad, but just as a piece of advice, Punk is playing this game on a joystick, even though he's a pad player. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go try to get myself some dinner. After I'm done eating, I'm probably going to come back and I'm probably just going to lab. I don't know how much I'm actually going to be taught. Oh, Richard Wynn plays on a pad? There you go. The end of the story. End of the story. So, I'm going to come back. I just want to sit in the lab and do shit. And, like, test things. I want to test my characters, learn some combos. I have like 7 teams I want to learn or something like that. Honestly, only like 3 or 4. But I want to learn these teams, and so I'm going to do that. I don't know how much communication I'm going to have with people, because when I get into the lab, my brain just shuts down from every distraction. I'm just going to sit there and do it. So I'm going to do some lab work. So I'm not going to be as educational. It's just going to be lab work. I'll try to look at the chat every once in a while and talk to people, but otherwise I just really want to lab this game and find a good character to play. So later on today I will play, so if you just want to come and hang out, watch me lab. It's not going to be educational this time unless you want to learn the characters that I'm learning. But yeah, I'm just basically going to do that later today. But before you guys go anywhere, again, please, I just ask if you guys are willing to stick around while I run some ads to get some esports pennies. And also, again, if you do appreciate this kind of content, if you do like me trying to teach people Marvel games like this, please donate, please subscribe. Also, if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe for free. This is September. Normally, when you subscribe for $5, Twitch takes half of it. Right now, it only costs $2.50 to subscribe to someone for the first month. And if you do that, then the streamer still gets all the money. Twitch is not taking half of that money. So it's a cheaper way to sub to someone for the first month, and then the streamer still gets all the benefit and stuff like that. So again, bits are nice, donations nice, all that stuff is much appreciated. Follows, word of mouth on Twitch, on Twitter is also great. If you thought that this episode was really cool, learning all these new things about Marvel, tweet about it, let everybody know, tag me in it so I can retweet it so everybody can see how useful these streams were and things like that. If you have some feedback, if you think I could do something better on these educational streams like this, please let me know, and I will absolutely try to do my best to improve these things as well. So that's all, but if you guys would please stick around for the ads so I can get some esports pennies. Thank you guys very much, and this will go up on YouTube, yes. Unedited, I'm just throwing it up there, but I'm actually going to do small bits and videos that summarize everything more concisely because the thing is, I didn't know all the answers right now. I found out about the chicken guarding doesn't work on super jumps. So, you know, things like that. I was experimenting myself. Now that I know all this information, I can just present it really quickly. So I'm going to do a bunch of TLDRs after I throw this up. So again, guys, if you don't mind sticking around and then come back later on and just watch me lab it up. How do I get such amazing skin? My skin sucks, actually. Like, I've had a lot of pimple problems growing up. So you can actually see, like, on the side, I have, like, remnants of pimples on the side of my cheeks over here and stuff like that. So it's not particularly great. My skin is not particularly great. I also have a lot of, like, little freckles and measles and moles and stuff like that on my arms and stuff like that. Like, I have this giant mole on my arm over here, like this. You know, it's been there my whole entire life, and I used to always joke because when I was a kid, I would always try to make it I always try to make my arm look like an elephant, like this way because it looks like it's like smiling, like it looks like it's smiling with a giant elephant trunk, like, you know, kind of like this. It looks like the eyeball of an elephant and he's smiling like that, and like the trunk is there. Anyway, things you do when you're a kid, man. Things that you do when you're a kid. But yeah, this week we'll definitely have more information as we keep going. So I hope you guys are enjoying that. So, again, guys, please stick around for the ads. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I will be back streaming later on today. I will see you guys later. Silly cat. Silly cat. Why are you guys fighting each other? Why are you guys fighting each other? Freeze! Ice storm! So for those of you who are just tuning in, if you're wondering what the hell is going on, I'm ending my stream. And for those of you who actually don't know the lore, I end all my streams with my cats. And typically I end them by feeding my cats. So it's basically my version of You Are All Free Meow. And so we're going to do that right now. Let's go ahead and feed some of these cats, shall we? Let's do this. Nathan, I mean, it's funny because like Jasmine will actually run up to this and this. Okay, let's go and feed some cats. Oh my God, Jasmine is going nuts right now. That's right, I forgot to show you guys. I always make the kissy noises, and then Jasmine goes nuts when she hears the kissy noises. So let's actually do this. Man, these cats actually haven't had wet food in a very long time because I've been traveling so much. I've been at SCR and everything like that. So usually at this time is when I actually give them their wet food. Oh shoot, I'm about to lose my cat. There you go. So there you go. My cat's on the floor over here. And I always put the camera here like this because sometimes Jasmine does this thing where she jumps up and like actually like stares into the camera, and it's the most adorable thing ever. Pate in gravy. There we go. And just so you guys know, I definitely do get some cat food that has the wet food that I get. No meat byproducts. I don't feed my cats fish. I do not get them anything that has grain in it. So I'm trying very hard to keep my cats healthy. In fact, I think I put more effort into keeping my cats healthy than I put into keeping myself healthy. I eat just tons of garbage shit all day, and like my cats, I'm like trying to make sure I feed them all this good stuff and make sure they're taken care of and stuff, and it's really funny. What happened to my carpet? I don't know. It was like that when I moved in. Like I said, the previous owner of this place when I moved in, she also had a cat and she also had a son. She was a single mom, and she didn't really clean the carpet all that much before I moved in, and so yeah, it's just that way. I had thought about changing my carpet, but the thing about it was, at one point in time, Justin's dog lived with me. Justin and his dog lived with me, so the dog was like running around, so I was like, you know what, I'm not going to bother changing the carpet until maybe Justin moves out. And then after that, I got a girlfriend, and then we got cats, and so I ended up with cats, and they scratched the hell out of my staircase. So I was like, well, never mind, I'm just going to go ahead and not change the carpet yet, and so that's where I am right now. So just haven't bothered changing the carpet at this point in time yet. Probably should, though. Eating their yummy cat food. No, they are actually not declawed. They are clawed. I couldn't declaw them. Like, I got them young enough that I could declaw them, but it just seems so cruel to me that I can't actually... I just didn't want to actually do that. Fish isn't technically bad for them, but, like, the fish that is in a lot of the cat food isn't, like, 100%, like, clean, and, like, the mercury levels in there are not really necessarily good for cats, so I'm just paranoid, and so I've just basically left them. God, Nathan, what? This cat just ate everything, like, so fast. It's crazy, man. Oh, yeah, no problem, Ryan Socks. No problem. Well, I mean, look, Quio, look, I should say my ex-girl, I started dating my girlfriend, and then we got cats, and then we were no longer dating, and now I have 2 cats. So it was pretty much, I don't know, like, to be honest, it was like the greatest thing in the world. I'm single right now, but I still have the cats, and I'm very thankful for that. Very, very thankful for that. So, and again, me and my girlfriend didn't break up on any bad terms or anything like that. We were still really good friends afterwards, but you know, it just age difference was too much, and there was just a lot of incompatibilities between us, as it turned out, after we got the cats. So that happens. Dude, that Cammy stage looks amazing. She wanted to take 1 cat, but I actually was kind of sad about that. But long story short, she did not end up taking a cat. And I'm actually, you know, I don't mind, because I love both my cats to death. I love these cats so much. Dude, the white cat, Nathan, yeah, he's a brat. He also hates it when I pet him when he's eating. Look at that. He's like, what? Don't pet me. Don't pet me. Jasmine is usually too busy eating to care about being pet. It's funny too because I gave them this food that has a lot of gravy, like it has a lot of juice in there, and you know he'll lick the bowl clean. Jasmine tends to like lick the pieces of meat until she licks all the gravy, and then she just has all these like dry pieces of meat afterwards. Always makes it seem kind of gross. But there you go. I love cats. I love cats. Come here, kitty. Come here, kitty. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Ah, my cat escaped. My cat escaped. Never mind, I couldn't get him. He was smart. He outwitted me. He outwitted me. Oh yeah, cats love wet food. I only feed them wet food once a day. I only feed them wet food once a day. It's not good necessarily. Like you should probably feed them wet food more often. I do feed them the dry food, and you know the dry food is not necessarily the greatest thing, but it's expensive. If you're feeding them nothing but wet food, it gets kind of pricey, especially on a commentator budget. Yes, Valiant Vincent. Felicia is definitely 1080p here. Yeah, it's actually interesting because my cats are actually both really, really friendly. You know, I've told this lore on the stream many times, but Jasmine was a feral cat when we first adopted her. And, you know, due to circumstances of how we adopted her, like, she was not very cuddly at first. She was not very friendly. But these days, she is the sweetest cat. She is adorbs all day. Like, Yipes actually came over. So when we flew from Toronto and came here, and before I drove to NCR, Yipes came with me because we had the same flight, and I drove him to SCR. And we were hanging out for a little bit. And, yeah, when Yipes came in the door, like, Jasmine just walked up to him and was like, "What's up?" And, like, Yipes was, like, petting Jasmine and everything like that. So Jasmine's really friendly with people. Nathan actually ran and hid under the bed, which kind of sucks, too, because Nathan was actually super friendly with people. But at one point in time, he got a really bad, like, one of his teeth just got really bad with, like, gingivitis and had to be removed. And so I had to take him to the vet, leave him there for pretty much the full day. He had to get a tooth removed and everything like that. And ever since then, he's been scared of strangers. And I'm really sad about that. But before that, he was, like, super good with people. But after that, he's always been, like, a little more freaked out. So... look at this. Nathan just like was like, ate all the food. And then Jasmine is just like slowly by slowly chomping away at every little bit of food that's in the bowl. What's funny is that she doesn't even lift her head, right? Like she's just like, she just keeps eating. She's like, "Do you mind? Can I eat in peace, please? How would you like it if I shoved the camera in your face while you were eating?" Hey, Jasmine, people do that. It's called a mukbang, okay? Yep. Nathan is the vacuum cleaner, man. He's the vacuum cleaner. Good girl. Good girl. Do you guys actually want a James mukbang? Because I can do a James mukbang if you guys really want one. I can't promise it'll be very exciting. I'm fat enough as it is, right? So I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. Oh, nice. A Splatoon tournament, huh? Yeah, the spectator mode is super cool. I've seen an example of spectator mode before, and it's, like, super nice. I haven't kept up with it yet, though. God, it makes me mad. There's so many games I need to keep up with. Yeah, absolutely. If I can commentate MvCI, I'd be thrilled, man. I would love to commentate that game. I want to commentate all the games right now, to be honest with you. Although I'm scared to commentate Dragon Ball because I just don't know anything about the lore. So it's like, I just don't want to go up there and be like, James doesn't know the lore. Like, I know, like, you know, I don't know all the Marvel lore, and I've commentated, like, I can do Injustice, and I don't know all the DC lore, but Dragon Ball seems to be a whole nother story, right? Like, literally a whole nother story. It seems like, you can't commentate Dragon Ball unless you know Dragon Ball. Grr. I mean, it definitely helped when I was doing Dissidia at a SCR just this past weekend. I was like just going in on the Final Fantasy lore. Oh, I wish I could do a Splatoon stream again. Yeah, I would love to, but right now I'm on that Marvel crack, so I can do Tekken commentary now. I couldn't before, but after all the lessons that I've learned and played that game a lot, obviously I don't know all the details from all the characters, so I won't know what's punishable and all that stuff like that. But because I understand the mindset of the game, I could do Tekken now. So Jasmine left little bits and pieces of food here, but that will be cleaned up by Nathan, who is just sitting here waiting to snipe the food. Like, he just sits here and he's like, when is Jasmine leaving? Okay, Jasmine is left. He's making sure, and then he might actually sneak over here and get some food. But in any case, guys, if you guys enjoyed that stream, if you had fun, like I said, just let people know. Tweet it out. I can retweet it, you know, and then also donations, subscriptions, blah, 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 all that stuff like that, bits and everything like that would be much appreciated. So, again, if you guys just got here, I'm done for the educational portion of the episode today, but tomorrow I'll continue that again, hopefully around 3 o'clock, maybe earlier than that. But I am also going to do shoot, I just remembered I had something I was supposed to do today and I totally blew that off. Fuck. Oops. Shit. Oh, crap. Okay. Any case, I'm also probably going to stream again later tonight, just doing the lab, just labbing stuff right now, just labbing stuff, because I want to find a team and I want to find the characters that I like. So far, I like Spider-Man and Captain America, but Captain America and Spider-Man, I don't feel like they're a good synergy. So I want to mess with a bunch of other characters. I'm messing with Ghost Rider. And now here he comes. See, there he comes. He's coming to finish everything off. Trying to get what's left over in the bowl. I want to learn Doctor Strange. Like I said, I have Ghost Rider, I have Strange. I want to mess with Jeddah, and I want to mess with Haggard too as well. So I'm probably going to do a Spider-Man Ghost Rider team, a Strange Captain America team, and a Haggard Jeddah team, all of which will probably not work, but who knows, because this game is sick and creative. So, alrighty. In any case, I will talk to you guys later. Like I said, I will be back on stream later on today, just labbing it up. I don't know how much interaction I'll have with the stream as I'm doing the lab work and stuff like that. But, you know, if you guys want to come and tune in, feel free and come and hang out with me. And we can all chill and everything like that. We can all chill and hang out and play some more Marvel. I'm going to go get some food, drink some water, and I will talk to you guys. Yeah, that bike and Splatoon art was actually super cool, so... Oh yeah, Ghost Rider is one of your mains? Yeah, you'll see some of my Ghost Rider tech. I have some Ghost Rider tech right now. Nothing great, but hopefully I'll be able to find some stuff. So, in any case, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. And if you do come and join my stream later, then I will talk to you then. All right, peace out, guys. Peace.